Hi, Mike the Wine Guy here again. Thanks for sticking with the series on how to get the most out of wine and how to enjoy your wine, the 5-step process. So far we've covered the sight part and the swirl part. Wow, I can even do it left-handed, that's cool. So someday you will too. So we've done sight, swirl, sniff. The next one is sip, all right? So we've gotten this far, and what have we learned? Let's just recap real quick. We looked at it, we determined, wow, dark white wine, maybe it's just Chardonnay. We swirl it to release all the esters in there so that we can start smelling some of the flavors. We sniff it so that we can sort of get our head around what we're getting ready to enjoy and try. And also it lets us know when you're sniffing it whether or not the wine is bad or not. I mean, you know, one of the first things before you put something in your mouth, you want to know if it's good or bad, right? So one of the ways, and I'll go into this in other videos and cover the different things to look for if a wine is bad, but you'll pretty much be able to tell if it's bad. But for right now, that's one of the reasons that we sniff it. But the bigger reason is just to sort of get your head around, wow, what am I going to be tasting here? Like in this one, so this is a Chardonnay. This is an 08 Chardonnay from Mendocino, I think. Yeah, oh no, Monterey. And so this is a California Chard, and you typically expect them to be a little bit oaky, a little bit buttery. And this one definitely has a smell of oak. So now we're gonna sip it. We're kind of prepared now. We know what we're kind of looking for. So we're gonna sip it, and when we sip it, this is one of the things I notice when I do wine tastings. A lot of times people that are getting into wine or that are new to wine don't quite understand it, drink it like they drink other drinks, all right? This isn't just a regular drink to put in your mouth and swallow. This is something to sort of, like food, you wanna take some time, appreciate the flavors, appreciate the way that it was made, who made it, etc. You don't just woof it down like a McDonald's cheeseburger. So one of the things that people do is they tend to throw it back into the back of their throat and swallow it really fast. That's just going to give you basically a burning sensation, and you're not going to really appreciate any of the flavors because you basically missed your tongue. So at the tip of your tongue is where you notice sweetness. The sides are where you're going to notice tart or bitter, and the center is where you notice salt. And so what the ideal scenario is on your first sip, now you don't have to do this every time you're drinking wine, but this is just to get to know the wine you're drinking. When you take a sip, you're going to hold it in your mouth, let a little air mix with it, and actually just sort of, not chew it, but just move it around. I'm going to show you here in a second. But just move it around your mouth and let it bathe over your tongue and get in your mouth and really just coat your mouth. And then take a swallow, a light swallow, and then stop and think about what you've just tasted. So here, I'm going to demo. So when I'm sipping, I'm not really thinking about anything. I'm just letting the wine tell me what's going on and what flavors I notice. After I swallow it, the first thing I notice is oak. So this is a predominantly oak, and not everybody likes oak. I'm okay with it, but it is a little on the oaky side. But the next thing is green apples, like tart pippin apples. Now these aren't in the wine, obviously. These are just flavor components that make up the wine and that allow you to decide whether or not you like it or not. So for me, I like green apples, and I like pineapple and pear, and this has a lot of that going on. So the sipping is the fourth stage in the whole process, and the next one we're going to get to on the next video, we're going to really discern all the different flavors and really break it down for you. So until next time, enjoy your wine, enjoy life, and check out The Good Life on the podcast, by the way. Now, I hope you've been checking that show out every once in a while. And be sure to check out our new wine reviews on MikeTheWineGuy.com. Until next time, cheers.